At about 8 o'clock this morning, detectives, deputies, and gang team enforcement members from the Hesperia station were assisting the county probation department in the search and attempted apprehension of a fugitive probationer who had a no bail warrant for his arrest. Probation department received information that the probationer was at a residence just off of Summit Valley Road on Telephone Canyon Road. Deputies and investigators responded down there to attempt contact. Once they arrived at the location and entry had been made into the house, gang team members quickly determined that Mr. Ismael Serrano had barricaded himself inside of a bedroom. He indicated to the deputies that were on scene that he had armed himself and that he was not coming out of the residence. At that time, the on-scene deputies established a perimeter to prevent the escape of Mr. Serrano, and the sheriff's SWAT team was requested to the scene, and then they responded there. During that time, the deputies on the interior portion of the residence were continuing to try to negotiate with Mr. Serrano to gain his compliance and get his surrender. And at about 10:30 or so this morning, after about 2.5 hours, Mr. Serrano did in fact surrender, and he was taken into custody without further incident. Investigators then served a search warrant at that location where weapons were recovered, including a rifle that was recovered from the area where Mr. Serrano had been barricaded. Also in the residence, a large quantity of marijuana and some other processing evidence of hashish was located, where the Sheriff's Narcotics High Desert Set team responded, and then they're continuing that investigation and Mr. Serrano's involvement in that. A safe and successful conclusion to what otherwise could have been quite hazardous to not only Mr. Serrano but the officers on scene and the community.